Hi, Pisces. Lord, where did we go wrong? Okay, so I made a video explaining why I said what I said, but y'all were so doing the most that I took it down. So let's get into it. First off, you guys are going to love this. Oh, it's going to make your day. So I went through something the other night. Usually my chip on the shoulder, tough guy, New Yorker routine works out pretty well for me. Most of the time, 99% of the time. And then the other day, I had an actual extremely painful situation happen. It's rare for me. Like most of you so graciously pointed out about air signs, we can be a little, not lacking, but a bit reserved with our feelings. We can have a little bit of a hard time. But the other night, I really felt it. And what did I do? Who do you think I reached out to? Pisces. My best friend is a Pisces, okay? Let's just say that. But he's the only Pisces I know that doesn't overextend himself. But even in his face the other night, so I'm on FaceTime with him and I'm like, ugh. And for a moment, I saw it. I saw like the look, like I watched your reading and you were eating so much crow right now, being this way with me and leaning on me right now. And I was like, oh God. It was all, this was all telepathic. He never would say anything like that to me. I would never admit to something like that with him because like we just, Cancer rising Pisces, we get each other. We love each other so much that doesn't ever need to happen. But I saw it like pass across his face. And I was like, okay, let me just stop being petty and do their reading. Like I told them I was going to do it first. But then I got scared because you guys were being so mean. And see, here's the thing that we need to address about that. Never was it my intention to say that you guys are bad friends or bad people. If anything, you're too good. You give too much. You overextend so much that it hurts me. And I feel like the way I am is that when I see people I like getting hurt, it makes me mad at you. Like instead of being like, oh, you're such good people, please don't do this because it's bad for you. It makes me be like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? That's just like, I want to say that's like that's just the place that I come from. When I care about people, I feel like I have to shake them a little bit and be like, why are you doing this? It was really meant out of love, but I feel like there's a couple of reasons that it happened the way it did. One, I really wanted to get your reading out, but I was tired and it was late, but I felt like I should. And see, that's a very Piscean thing to do, which is so funny. Like I did what you guys do and it got me in trouble with you guys. I overextended myself and did something when I should have waited. And then I kind of projected that onto you, which is true anyway, because you guys do that. I'm not taking that back. But it's just ironic that then that's what got thrown back at me. So, shout out to all the people I had to block because you guys are just being like rude for no reason. Like even if you don't like what somebody's saying, have a glass of water. Go take a bath. Read a book, exfoliate your skin before you start writing nasty comments to somebody on some stranger that you don't even know. Like I said in the first videos, if you don't like the stuff I'm saying, that's okay. There's so many nice tarot readers, a couple that are Pisces that are super wonderful, and that will completely understand your nature. But here's the thing, I do understand your nature. It's just that I really do feel like you guys need to look at the reaction from last month and realize what I was trying to say, which is that some people, even though they care about you, they won't make the effort to tell you the truth. Because look at how y'all react. How many people, look, I was supposed to do your reading first, but I didn't because I was like, no, that's just, that's too much. I say all sorts of stuff about Virgos. I say stuff about Scorpios. Scorpios are meaner than anybody. And they didn't even come at me like you guys came at me. It's that quality that you guys have of you must love us. kind of thing that turns people off, and it pushes people away, you know, especially people who genuinely may like you and want to be around you, but they don't want to get forced into it. They don't want to get emotionally bullied. You know, that's what I was trying to say, but obviously it came out all wrong. But then last night, or the other night, when I saw that look pass across my best friend's face, I was like, oh God, you know, and I had to be like, let's go to Morocco or something. Let's do something, like, let's go somewhere just to, like, make it up to him. You know what I mean? Or like something, because I do feel bad that you guys took it the way you did, when all I really, really meant was that you're too special, and you're too, you know, what you provide is so essential in people's lives that if you could just temper yourself a little bit, the quality of what you provide would be so much better, and you wouldn't suffer the whole way through. That's what makes me mad, is that y'all do all this for other people, but it's like you throw yourselves under the bus over and over again to get it done. And I don't like that. I don't like seeing people put themselves out there like that. That's just overextending yourself for any reason. It's just not healthy. It's not good for you. And as someone who has several Pisceans in their life that they really, really love, I don't want to see you guys like that. That's what I meant. That's what I was trying to say. But, you know, then you antagonized me. I guess I antagonized you first. All right. And then you know, came back with your, like, doing the most, totally blowing it completely out of proportion. And then, of course, that made me be like, okay, I'm just gonna not, you know. So, good for me that I had that experience the other night that humbled me and made me realize that I also, just like everybody else, at one point or another in their life, needs that Piscean healing, needs that Piscean love. And to be completely, you know, honest with you, when I went through a very, very, very difficult period in my life, the person I dated right after that was a Pisces. It was very short-lived, but he healed me in ways that nobody else could have ever healed me. And we're still really, really, really close friends, even though I decided after that I didn't need that from him anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't need that sort of relationship with him anymore. The closeness never went away. Okay? So, yes, at very pivotal moments in my life, Pisceans have healed me, cured me. And that is also, and then I developed this deep attachment to you guys. And then when I see you guys getting overextended, when I see you throwing yourselves under the bus, when I see you being spread so thin and everyone just keeps piling it on you and on you and on you, it makes me so mad. It makes me mad at the people who are doing it. It makes me mad at you, you know. And I guess that all came out in a way where it was directed at you, like my claws were out. But I'm not a Leo. I don't have claws. I didn't mean it like that. All I meant, I was looking at it from a very cerebral point of view, which is, you know, I am an air sign. That's how I function. And it cut you. And I didn't mean to cut you like that. But let's move forward from there. You must also realize that out of all the air signs, you are the most adaptable, the most versatile, the most resilient. Okay? Because you have to judge a sign and the sensitivity of a sign by the weapons and the protection that they have been given. Okay? So Cancers are obviously very sensitive, right? And so they carry their home and their shell around with them because they need that shell and they need those claws to protect them, their soft center. Okay? Scorpios are obviously so sensitive and so soft inside that they need armor, claws, a stinger, and like deadly venom. So they're obviously super, super sensitive. You guys don't have claws, you don't have a shell, you don't have a stinger, you don't have venom because you don't need it. You ever try to hold on to a fish, they'll slip right out of your hands. They're resilient. You put a hook in their mouth, you take it out, they'll get back in the water and swim away. You guys will be all right. I know that I can speak to you a certain way that I can't ever speak to a Cancer or a Scorpio because it would just hurt them too bad. I'm not worried about hurting you because I know that it doesn't work that way with you. You guys are enough you have enough depth within yourself to know who you are and to not be hurt by somebody who's really just trying to help you. But I think what it was is that you took that as criticism as opposed to me trying to be insightful about you and saying, hey, have you ever thought about it this way? Have you ever considered that overextending yourself and doing too much for people is bad for you? And it doesn't leave room for the universe to come in and do what needs to be done for you. And it doesn't leave room in your head for you to successfully dismantle the emotions that you're having and deal with them properly, because there's no room anywhere. Every inch of space that you guys have in terms of your heart and your love is taken up by somebody who needs it. Now, I get it. It's wonderful to be that helpful. It's wonderful to have all these people always coming to you. But between you and me, don't you get sick of it? Don't you get tired of always being the one who has to be there for everybody else? That's what I was trying to say. Is that irritates me. It irritates me that people treat you that way. Like I said, when my best friend gets piled on like that and I see him just shake it all off and be like, no, I'm not doing this. It fills me with so much happiness and pride because I'm like, yes, that's a self-actualized Pisces. He knows how to set boundaries and say, no, that's too much. Don't you do that. You know, that's all I was trying to say. So this actually fits in really, really well with what's going on. And, you know, that maybe that's why I even said what I said last month, because like I said in another video, I'm a little bit ahead usually of what's going on. So I feel like considering what you guys are going to be going through in November and what's going on for you guys in terms of the planets and the sky and everything, this conversation that we just had, or this monologue that I just gave you, because Pisces will be the first one to be like, girl, that wasn't a conversation. That was just you talking at us. You know what I mean. Let's not antagonize each other anymore. What's happening for you this month is you need a little space. Because your planet, your ruler, is going direct. There are some wounds that need to be cleaned out and healed. There is some space that needs to be made. There are some people that need to be cut off because some air, you need some air around you for the universe to come in now that Neptune is going direct and to get you moving and get you where you need to go. You know, and you can't do that if you've got all these people holding on to you, you know, and pulling at you. It's not going to work. Okay? So in terms of that, in terms of what's going on planetary wise, in terms of how you're going to be feeling in November, I feel like, you know, the stuff I just said is very valid. However, if what you're looking for is just a simple, I'm sorry. I have no problem apologizing. I really, really like you guys. It's not that. I never wanted you to think that it was like I just have something against you guys. I really don't. It's just that when I love people and I call them and I can feel how drained they are and how much people use them and lean on them, oh, it makes me so mad at you guys, because I'm like, why are you letting people do that to you? You know, because I love you. Stop it. Stop it. So, that's what it was. Can we be friends again now? Let's see. I don't know how you guys are going to take this. Who knows? But here's the thing. Moving on. Now is the time for you to let go. Because the universe is requiring it. Ooh, that's a lot of cards all at once. The universe is requiring that you let go now. And why? Well, sometimes it's just planetary, right? Sometimes we have a tendency to think that evolution happens because we want it to. We don't really believe in this concept in the West of maybe time as being the bearer of evolution. Does that make sense? Some cultures believe, for example, ancient Mayan culture believes that time brought with it evolution. So it wasn't that at some point man invented the wheel, for example, and we evolved. It's more like that time came when those things were meant to be discovered and that evolution was meant to happen. Okay? So one of those times is upon you particularly now. Everything that's going on that's big this month has to do with you guys, and it has to do with your ruler, and it has to do with everything ending up at the top of your chart. So it really is your time. The world now is really, really yours. However, all it requires from you, and this is why I said what I said last month, all it requires from you is this abandoning of ego. No more vacillating. You know what you know. You don't need to be like this. You know what you know. You know if that person isn't good for you. You know if that person is using you. You know if that person is stringing you along. Don't hang on to somebody now or act indecisive when you're not, because your pride won't let you admit it. You know, don't do this, because if you don't do this, if you do this, let me put it this way, if you do this, then you're going to stay here. And this is not planetary wise or in terms of astrology and everything. The universe can't take this from you anymore. It's like, it needs to be over now. And how do you do that? These two things right here, these two elements are basically everything you need to know. Let go of the ego and get back to who you really, really, really are underneath it all, which is just a super connected, powerful being. Okay? So let's be nice to Pisces now. Everybody else wants to deal with the subconscious, talks about the subconscious, taps into the subconscious in different ways. Air signs have to do it in a very cerebral way. It can be very difficult for us. Earth signs can sometimes even be like, ocean? What ocean? What subconscious? You guys live there. This is natural. No problem for you. Okay? So since it's not a problem for you, let's look at these cards and you tell me why so much indecision. Take a look. Okay? You see here? Boom, boom, boom. Right? So what is that? What are we looking at here? We're looking at someone who's really standing at a crossroads. We're looking at someone who can go left or right now. And, you know, the planets want you to go this way. They want you to delve into a place of manifestation. Know that the world is yours. Know that everything supports the dreams that you have and the love that you want. And that if you can make yourself believe it, if you can get out from under that need to help and be there for everyone because it feeds you. And I'm not saying it just feeds you in a bad way, but it does feed you. Let's be real. If you can get away from that, there are very good things trying to get in. Okay? Finally, this energy is starting to move out, you know, ending up down here in the bottom corner. Perfect. But look here, we have scaled a dangerous cliff. Don't look back. Don't look back yet. It's over. But you stand still, you're going to fall right back. So let's not do that. And also, what the cards are saying here is this deep connection that you may have mourned in the past, but that you desperately want in the future, as does everybody. This deep connection that you're looking for that maybe has you hung up, that you had it and you lost it and you don't know where it went. You're trying to figure out, did you do something wrong, or was it some outside force that affected you? Whatever it is that brought you here, now is the time where the universe is saying, you know what? It's time to leave this behind. We leave this and this behind now. Just like every other sign I've read for so far. You know, the universe, when the planets shift, very similar things happen for all of us, and they manifest in specific ways in our lives, but the similarities are uncanny. Okay? So, do we stay standing still mourning the past? Do we keep weighing, did I do something wrong? Did they do something wrong? Whose fault was it really? Is it all my fault? Is it just me? Is it just something about me? That I'm just going to end up like this all the time. I'm going to end up lonely and I'm going to end up afraid, even though I give until I have nothing left. Okay? And the universe is saying no. No, there's good things here. There's very good things. Work is going to look really good. Things are going to start to move after a while of being stagnant. Things are really going to start to move now, right? And what do we need to help the universe along now? How do we take this time where we will absolutely deeply connect with someone, especially towards the end of the month? How do we take that and put some fire behind it? You know, how do we push that a little bit? What can we do to help the universe out here in this process? And, you know, that's why I said the intro, what I just said, really applies here, because what the universe wants is for you to make some space. For you to be able to deeply connect with people, you need to make some space. Okay? I'm just going to go ahead and say this is probably me. Right? Because I apologize, which I think I've done like 4 times in my life. No, I'm joking. But it's also about, you know, there is an element in your life of people who, I want to say, you let them be harsh with you. It's like certain people, you even allow them the room to be overly harsh with you. The room for a Gemini or an air sign to really take liberties with you and hurt you in ways that you shouldn't allow. But it's a part of the rest of this. It's a part of allowing the rest of this lack of boundaries. You understand? Because even if you look at this reading, it's like it goes like this. It's like there's such a lack of straight edges when it comes to you guys, okay? And that can be hard for air signs. Because air signs can be very, you know, even the way I read these cards, have you noticed I'm always fixing them? I want them to be real straight and in a square. All that, right? And you have someone like that in your life right now who is still very much on your mind, is going to continue to be very much on your mind, and that you would like in an ideal world to, you know, either swim away from or to connect deeply with. But you're starting to get the feeling that, like, you know, it's not just this person. I think in general, you guys are feeling a little bit like, what's with all this wounding? Why are all these people acting like this with me? You know, and the only thing I can say from looking at your chart and from looking at what's going on planet-wise is sometimes when you got a lot going on for you and you got really big things happening, people want to take a shot at you. You know? And especially if you're still carrying some wounds around. Right? Here's this person with the sword again, this air sign, who just, you know, whether you want to or not, keeps poking you, keeps making you feel kind of like this, kind of like this, kind of like this. Okay? When all you really want is something that basically everybody wants. You know, the opposite of this. This is someone who got taken from and taken from and taken from, and they got left out in the cold. This is 2 people who have made it together. And are very good at making money together. Well-oiled machine here. Right? Broken machine here. Okay? So we're leaving this behind. We're moving towards good things. But Neptune is saying you can't move on until we disinfect these wounds. It doesn't make sense to move you into the next place of your higher dreams and ambitions until we can let go of this pain that resulted from this pattern of, oh, I don't know, maybe it's okay for people to take advantage of me. No, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, I know that person kind of uses me for emotional support when they need to, but it's all right. No, Pisces. I'm going to try not to yell at you. No. See, this is why I get mad. Who wants to see their friends like this? Who wants to see the people they love like this? Why y'all always end up like this? Because you give and give and give and give. Doesn't that make you mad at yourselves? It makes me mad. But I'm not going to go there. I'm going to be real nice. So, this person is making you feel like you really need to go. Except, look at here. First, they came up like this. Now, it's like what you've done or what you did or how you pulled back, or maybe you did actually put up some boundaries, made that person realize, oh, maybe I'm not so big and bad. Maybe I need to just be quiet and humble myself. And they have humbled themselves. So now they're appearing as a much more friendly version of themselves as opposed to this version. So whatever you're doing, Pisces, in terms of setting boundaries, keep doing it. However, please don't do the most about it, because you will hurt yourself with it. Okay? You've got really good cards here for things that are trying to work their way into your reading. This will keep you stagnant, allowing people to be like this with you. What is this? This is someone, what's he doing? He's taking. He took and took and took. He took from people who were like, you know what? Ugh, fine, just take it. How many times, Pisces, have we been this person who's like, you took and took from me? You know what? I'm just going to walk. Fine, take it. No. No more. No more. We're going to heal these wounds. And how are we going to heal these wounds? Be still, the cards say. Be still, the planets say. Because only when you are still within yourself and not pouring out and giving out, only when you are still will you finally let go. You see, this woman, she's not letting go. She's holding on tight. She's uncomfortable. She doesn't want to be in that position. She's obviously not happy, but she's still there. She's holding on. And what the universe is saying is, if you don't let go, you can't swim, Pisces. And if you can't swim, how are you a fish? You understand? You can't hang on. This hanging on. Not for you. Not for you. Especially not right now. Like I said, very powerful time for you right now. You guys will benefit the most from this period. And all it requires of you is a letting go of those wounds. Let those wounds heal. Because the connection that will happen after this will be so deep. And the only thing that will keep you from that connection, the only thing that will keep you from that person who will really, really, really love you, is if you're overextended, is if you keep giving out and you're going to stay in this energy. Because this isn't going to attract anybody, especially not the person who's really trying to come into your life right now. I mean, yes, he or she may be slow moving. I can see that. Or he or she may be, too fast and a jerk about it. But either one of these people will love you if you make a little room for them. And a little room for yourself, Pisces. How many times have you felt like this, and like this, and like this, over someone who you shouldn't have even been given all of this to? And yet you end up alone and hurt and isolated for being a good person. That's what I was trying to say, and that's still what I'm saying. But the universe is like, don't worry. Because the thing you want, you can have it. You can have it. Look it. These are very good cards. You can have it. These two cards together is like, Pisces, the world is yours. Neptune is direct. Go get some. Go get whatever it is that you want. You can do it. And all you have to do to get the things you want this month is understand that you are not the charity caretaker of everyone around you and everyone in the world. Sometimes Pisces needs to love themselves like that instead of just giving to everybody and everything around them. Okay? And if you can get a handle on this and set some boundaries with people who are just not nice to you, Okay? And the way you're going to set those boundaries is by letting go of your own pride, which is weird, right? You would think that setting boundaries would be about coming from a place of ego or coming from a place of strength, but it's not, because you guys' ego is what makes you help too much. That's also what I was trying to say last month. So get a handle on your ego so you can actually set some boundaries and get these type of takers all the way away from you, because the universe is like, hurry up and get rid of this. Because even the person already in your life who's being an idiot, I'll include myself in that, even the people in your life who are being idiots are trying to help you. They do love you. But as long as you have this energy going on, nothing can get through. Not even this person. Okay? That's why this person was acting like this in the first place. Because they could sense that there's a barrier that they can't get through. Ultimately, Pisceans are very, very open and very, very loving. But you guys also have a secret side. That other fish that no one really knows about. You understand? And when people sense that in you, they sense that cut and run ability in you, they get scared too. They start acting all funny too. When things move too fast for Pisces, y'all get a little funny too. Right? Oh no, that person's paying way too much attention to me. I don't know if I like them. I think that person likes me too much. Right? So don't do that. And that's why this person acts the way they do, because they have you figured out a little bit. That if they like you too much, you're not going to like them back. Okay? So what I'm saying is the existing relationships in your life will very much benefit from Neptune going direct and you guys getting all this worked out. Okay? Bandages, stitches, Neosporin, get it all out. We're doing this month, Pisces. This person, bye. No more, no thank you. You don't have to live here. That's not your job. Okay? And especially not this month. The cards are so clear. Especially not this month. Let's not do that. Okay? Because there are new opportunities. Work is going to look really, really good. New opportunities. Money is going to come in. This poverty of spirit and of money in the past, it's over. We're leaving all of this behind now. Okay? So it's kind of a career reading and a love reading in one, once again, because money is very much coming through for you here. And you know that karma y'all are always waiting for? Is that person going to get what they deserve? Is that other person, they did this, they did this, or that? It's all coming. Don't worry. If you've got legal stuff going on, it's all going to work out. Everybody gets what they deserve. That's what this card is about. Karma doesn't turn a blind eye to anyone. No one gets away with it. That's what I always have to tell my Pisceans. Don't worry, nobody gets away with it. Everybody gets what they deserve. Okay? So if you've been hurt and you've been taken from and you've been stolen from and you've been used and, made to feel bad and thrown under the bus, don't worry. The universe is watching. It is all being taken into account. People will get what they deserve. That's not your job. I think I said that last month too. That's not your job. Let the universe do its job and you do your job. Guess what? This, allowing people to take from you, is also not your job. Feeling like this all the time is also not your job. Okay? Living in this place because your heart is so open that it just pours out love is also not your job. Because what the universe is saying is, can you contain some of this? Can we plug some of these holes and contain some of this life energy? Because we have some really good things we want to give you, but we need you to have some fuel in your tank. And if you just keep giving it away, overextending yourself, not limiting yourself, then how can the universe magnetize you to someone who would want to give you? You understand what I'm saying? You have to put out an energy of, I want to receive. It's not just I want to give, I also want to receive. Okay? So, this is where we're at now. Do we have the guts, the bravery, the courage to do something different now? to move forward in a completely new direction, to leave behind the past and the hurt and the relationships that weren't working and the people that were driving us crazy? Do we have the courage to look out into the expanse and dream new dreams for ourselves? Or are we going to be frightened? Are we going to stay stuck? No. Now we let go and swim. And what unsticks us, have some faith, okay? Have some faith and know that all the people that are taking advantage of you, that all the people that are not loving you the way you love them back, everything is being noted. Everything is being taken into account. This is not as scary as you think it is. Don't be afraid of this. Don't be afraid to imagine a completely new life with yourself, for yourself, with new connections and new people and new places. It's going to be just fine, because compared to what you've been doing and what you're coming out of, this is not that scary. Trust me, you're used to this. That's why you think this is more comfortable. This is way more scary. They're both at the edge. One just barely made it and died by the water. The other could leave whenever he wants. He's just making his plans. You understand? So that's a very fitting message for you. Don't be afraid. Now things, like I said, time brings its own evolution. Now it's time. Now it's time for you to grow past people who don't deserve you and focus on that which does deserve you, mainly yourself. And as you do this, you see how these people lose power and humble themselves and become more palatable and become easier and more welcoming? It's because your vibe is different. As long as your vibe is that I'm just going to give, then people will just take. But as soon as your vibe becomes, wait a minute, I need to give to myself right now, then people go from here to here to here, right? This happened to me the other night. I'm not gonna lie. I act like this, sure, with a lot of Pisceans. When you get on my nerves, I act like this. But then, when I need something, when I really need you, then I realize that I'm being an ass. And then I shouldn't be that way. And then I humble myself like I did on the phone the other day when I saw that look pass across his face. I was like, oh God, I love this man so much. I can't believe I heard him like that with a video. You understand? So that's where we're at the moment. Now, let me do this really cool thing where I look in the book and see if there's something that we can, just flipping. I don't know if you watched the other videos, but I'll just flip through the book and see just what comes up. Maybe it relates to what we're talking about. Maybe it doesn't. It's a little bit risky, but I think it's fun. And the other signs have enjoyed it. And because I didn't do your reading first, I've gone out of order now to get your reading out because I feel a little bit more brave after doing a few of the other readings. And also, I feel like I couldn't do this until I had that Pisces moment where I saw, in my friend, and I felt what he felt, and it got to me a little bit. So I hope we can be friends again. Please don't leave me any more nasty comments, only because then I have to delete them, and it's just, the process. Let's not do that. Let's be friends again. So 12 Doors of the Soul. Not in any way affiliated with this book at all. Found it at a flea market in Amsterdam, a book, the book market they have on Sundays. And I think it's wonderful. If you look at the back, it says astrology adds a new dimension. Okay, it's about reincarnation, karma, and astrology. So it's fascinating, this book. So let's see what comes up for you guys. Neptune! Oh my God. It's so funny how this book works. Neptune in Leo has sometimes been called religion on fire. And indeed, when Neptune is in this sign of its exaltation and the person finds a religion or philosophy, he tends to dramatize it and himself with enthusiasm. This can become a form of fantasy, making oneself the star of a drama or a bid for recognition. Pride may produce self-aggrandizement. That's the book. I didn't pick that. There was no there's no papers, and that's just what came out. So, you see how people act with y'all when you get mad? Then they're like, everything they say, they're like eggshells. What that book just said, when I randomly picked that page, what that book just said was the same thing I said. No more of this. No more self-aggrandizing ego work this month. There's no room for it this month. Because there's some really good things that want to come in, and the universe needs you. Take a page out of my book, okay? You know how hard it is for me to humble myself and apologize to somebody? Do the same. Take my lead here. If I can do it, y'all are water signs. You can do it, okay? And if you do it, you stand to gain so much beautiful stuff this month, and it will be such a joy to do next month's reading and to hear from you guys in the meantime, okay? Now, having said that, I want to give a huge shout out to all the Pisceans who were incredibly supportive, incredibly loving, sent me a lot of amazing messages about how even though my delivery was harsh, that they learned something very important about themselves from it. You guys made my month. I loved talking to you guys this month. I loved doing the private readings for you guys this month because we were able to connect with so much humor and such a, it was almost like me doing that cracked the barrier between us. And so a lot of the times when I got on the phone with Pisces this past month, we would just start laughing because it was like, oh God, I didn't even mean it like that. And they'd be like, no, I know you didn't mean it like that. So I felt a real sense of commiseration with you guys. And I mean it. My best friend is a Pisces. Okay, so when I say that I love you guys, I really do love you guys. So take all of that, okay, and let's work with all that and get you to a place that by the time December comes along, your wounds are healed. You are moving forward because there is some really good stuff that's going to come in December. That I know. But we need to get through this first, okay? Let's bandage these wounds and move forward. So if I have been the cause of inflicting some of that, the universe works in funny ways, okay? If it had to be through me, I apologize, but it had to happen, okay? Even the book is like, don't do the most. So let's not do the most. Now, having said that, I would like to shout out my friend Cynthia at Shinshaya Jewelers, who made this beautiful rose quartz mala for me. It's been about 6 days of me wearing this now. I wear it. I don't take it off. I wear it all the time. I mean, I take it off when I take a shower and stuff, but it has been, the healing I have experienced. I don't even know if you can, you guys are so connected that maybe you can even feel it from me, but it has softened me in a way that I didn't, I feel so much more like my Cancerian rising nature after I started wearing this. It really has softened my, sharp edges. I really feel like it has rounded out some of those edges, and I just feel this love radiating from me. And I know that rose quartz is incredibly powerful in terms of heart opening energy, heart chakra work. I've always known that. I don't know why I never made the connection between then having a bunch of it on my skin and wearing it near my heart chakra. It just never occurred to me that I have crystals, I work with crystals, but it never occurred to me to wear a bunch of them around my neck. But now that I have, I don't think I could ever go back. It's been such a beautiful experience. And I don't wear jewelry. All the jewelry I have is this is ancestral jewelry that my parents and grandparents and stuff had made for me long time ago in different parts of the world. So I don't wear ornamental stuff. Everything I wear has a definite energy and a purpose. And so this really fits for me because this is not ornament. This is a healing tool. This is something that you use to read your mantras on like a rosary. This is something you wear to protect yourself from the energy of others. This is something you wear to enhance certain energies within yourself. So in that way, I have been so incredibly blessed with this piece, and I can only share my own experience of that with you. And so if you're interested in something like this, I'll leave the link in the description below to her website. And she's just an amazing person. And it's not just that she works with stones. It's that her energy herself, like if you check out her Instagram, it's Shinshaya Jewels, you can feel it. You can feel it off her Instagram. You can feel it. I mean, I'm an empath, so obviously I can feel it, but y'all are empathic just by nature, so I'm sure you'll be able to feel it. It's just, there's something to her and the work she does that when you get pieces from her, it charges you up in this beautiful way. And I just think that's incredible, you know? So, thank you, Cynthia, for that. Thank you, you guys. Be nice. I didn't tell the book to say that. I'm just kidding. All right, I'll see you guys next month, Pisces.